This is what $750,000 gets you in San Jose, California. Now, before you freak out and say, no chance, this house looks like it's worth $700,000, realize that this house is actually $5 million. So we partnered up with a pool company, and obviously you saw us come in beforehand and clean out the whole backyard, and then the pool company did their deal. We don't have a video for that, obviously, because the pool appeared out of nowhere. Our job, after the pool company came in, dug the hole, installed rebar, plumbing, lighting, gunite, and the most important part, set the coping. Once the coping is set, we can come back and we can do all of our forms and put rebar for our slab. Now, this entire job is a very Italian Tuscan vibe because the roof was red and it had a lot of natural stone, so we can't put any pavers here, none of that. There are two ways to install travertine. One, you install it on sand and you put polymeric sand in between and pray everything is good. Or two, the most expensive is what we're doing right here, is installing it on a concrete base. This ensures that the tiles do not move, they don't shift, nothing happens. Everything is going to be stuck the way it is. And that requires you to pour a big concrete pad and install each individual tile with mortar. This is very expensive to do and extremely time consuming. Tons of labor. For this particular part, you probably charge $60 a square foot, 55, something like that. And it all depends on how expensive the travertine is. This one was around $8 a square foot. I know some of you watch and you're like, dude, I get this material for $2 where I live. It's not the same one, bro. Trust me. No shot. Maybe you can get the same one for $6.75, $7 a square foot, but no way are you getting this for $3. As the job is going on, we're having job walks where I brought in a bunch of people and I showed them, took them a tour on the entire process of the company, how we function, how we organize everything, and how we get things done. A lot of people want to see things in person. They're visual learners, and I provide that because everyone comes in, they're in Goat Gang, they see, dude, I want to see the jobs, I want to see what you're doing, show me your numbers. So I have like open book tours where you guys can come in and just check it out. The link is right here. After the travertine is done, then we can commence with installing the porcelain tiles. Now, this homeowner chose all the materials and they're very beautiful, but man, was this difficult to do. These are 4-inch by 4-inch tiles and they have to be set with string lines, spacers, they have to match everything, and the lines have to be perfect. And you can't throw 6 guys on this. It has to be only 2 guys working on each side and they just work their way out. Very time consuming. This was the most time consuming for sure, but this is where attention to detail is the key. When people pull up, the first thing they're going to do is look down and they're going to say, wow, look at all these tiles. And if any of the tiles are crooked or you misplaced something or maybe you did the grout wrong, people are going to notice right away. So it pretty much has to be perfect. Can you just throw anyone at this project? No, you cannot. You have to throw master masons. These guys are not going to be the ones getting paid $17 an hour, or you're not going to be able to find them at a store and you say, yo, bro, can you install these little 4x4 tiles? These are going to be professionals. And this is why a homeowner will rather hire you, someone that has been doing this for a long time, than a guy that is, not as experienced, for them to save money. People don't want to save money. They want to get the job done right. Yes, it does come down to a budget sometimes, but at the end of the day, when you're installing like high-end stuff like this, it's not about the money. It's about a smooth process. It's about having the guy show up every single day. It's about when the homeowner has a question, they have a request, things get done, and in a timely manner. That's what's most important to a lot of people, especially when you're doing a $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 job. Now, this thing right here that you're going to see is a chimney, fireplace, seating bench. Have we ever done one this big? We have not. It was in the plan, and I was actually kind of excited about it. I didn't know it was going to look as good as it did because, just because you've never done something so large doesn't mean it's not going to turn out good. But we constructed this whole thing out of CMU blocks. We poured concrete inside. There was a big footing, about 3 feet deep, and this thing is quite heavy. And afterwards, we had the stucco guy come in and he stuccoed the entire thing. And once he did that, I looked at it and I was like, dang, this thing is next level. The stucco job was fantastic. It really brought everything in. And at nighttime, can't even compare. One thing we have to do before we start wrapping everything up is obviously the grout work. When you're installing grout on these big tiles, obviously the porcelain little tiles, you can install the grout everywhere, but with the travertine, you do not want to install grout all over the tile because you're going to fill in the little cute little holes and the little rocks and the little crevices that the travertine natural stone like produces. And we've done that before because the homeowner didn't like the holes. So we said, yeah, sure, we'll do it. So we put grout all over the entire travertine stone. And guess what? First day it rained. She walked on her patio and she was like, oh my God, it's so slippery. It feels like an ice skating rink. This is crazy. And I went over there and we got a little wet. Dude, I've never experienced something so slippery and wet in my life. So needless to say, we had to come in and remove the grout from the tiles using a pressure washer and install some kind of finish where it gives more grip. So now we decided to never do that again. Learn from my mistakes. It is what it is. And now you guys get to learn from my mistakes and not make the same mistakes. And check this out right here. Bam! Stucco, fireplace, seating bench, fire. And this is a hybrid. It's a wood burning plus a gas. And this is what the job is going to look like towards the end. The pool coping is in. The pool cover is in. Everything is looking really good. Now all we're doing is that little, it's called deco seal. It's between the pool and the actual travertine where we're installing it on the sides. And eventually this place is going to be ready for swimming and parties and hosting and doing backflips off of the pool into the pool and having a good time. So this place, you'll see very shortly, one of my favorite projects we've ever done, and I'm very, very proud of this one. Applewood crushed it. The boys crushed it, and I did a little bit of work, but they did most of it. $500,000 job is complete. This entire property, the homeowner spent $700,000, maybe $750,000. Now I'm gonna show you the whole tour. This place looks insane. One of my favorite projects. It's very cozy, very homey. A lot of other jobs that you've seen us do, they're very large, grand, and there's a lot of space here, but this is much more intimate. So I need you to really focus on that vibe. It's beautiful. So we coming in here. We got a brand new gas meter, which is a big dog. This is the utility area, so it's a little, you know, whatever, not a big deal. Fruit growing, figs, and then you step into this. Bam. Look at this. Super nice. The pool, the tile choices, the travertine, the coping, the plants. Let me walk you through here so you see. We'll end at the kitchen very last. So these are little jets. They shoot water out, which is pretty sweet. And this is the place where you hang out around 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. You light a fire. You have people sitting on the benches. You got a little bit of wood. This is a gas starter grill with a wood burning, which is pretty awesome. Stucco. This entire thing costs $30,000, which is great. Nice hangout area. We have an auto cover. And then when you want to pull up here, you want to host dinner parties, you want to do events, you have a nice grill. This grill was like $8,000. It's a Heston. It has the Tiffany to match, which is really cool. And at nighttime, this Tiffany color matches the pool, which is awesome. We have a kebab maker because this customer's from the Middle East, and they have, you know, like parties, kebabs, meat, grilling, all good stuff. Everything I like. And then one of my favorite parts is this big burner. You got to listen to this thing. I'm going to turn it on for you so you can just hear how powerful it is. Ready? And then the big dog, if you want to ever walk it. You see the other one? The other one's a walk. Whoa! Dude, I almost burnt my face off. Holy moly. Look at the immense amount of heat. And then you can turn both of them on for ultimate power. You can make a whole chicken on here. It's fine. Damn, bro. This is some serious business. This was a very expensive burner, but I would say very worth it because Who wants to like make bacon or onions or grill garlic inside? That's very stinky. You do all that out here, then your house doesn't smell bad. You want to fry some steaks up on a pan? Boom, right there. You don't have to mess up your house. And then this area right here, this is where everyone hangs out. You and your boys can come here, smoke cigars, hang out, chill, whatever. There's heaters. There's 2 of them, 6,000 watt. Lights hanging down. And then a beautiful countertop. The material is called Taj Mahal. This is a $10,000 piece of granite. Both of these cost $10,000 plus another $6,000 to install. So the countertop alone is 16 bands. And then in here, underneath, we have LED lights going down. This place is awesome. The pergola we had to get engineered, and if you see, these are solid pieces of wood, and I had to pay a guy a lot of money to make these beams. These beams alone cost, I think, $8,000, just the circles. And all the material, I think all the material actually cost $8,000. The beams probably cost $5 or $6. I don't remember how much they were. But it was expensive. It was expensive, but it has very much that rustic feeling, and it matches the house. It's beautiful. If you look at the house, you see the roof, it has those red clay shingle tiles, this stuff. So it's got like that Spanish vibe, Italian Tuscany, that type of vibe. So, and the plants match, of course. Plants are very tropical, a lot of palm trees, birds of paradise. We have one of those in and out trees right here. So, very cool. This is one of my favorites. And here are all the pictures by a professional photographer. Here are the best photos ever. Now, the reason I hire a professional photographer is it doesn't compare. You have to hire someone. He charged me about $1,000 for this. You have to hire someone that knows what they're doing. They can see the shot. They can do the lighting. They can do the shutter speed, the night shots, everything. And this guy crushes out of the park. This builds your portfolio like crazy, and people want to hire you just because of this.